Need some water?
Yeah. That's mine? Oh,
Your water bottle's right there. Not even open.
I didn't know you put it there. I'm sorry.
I put it there yesterday. Hey moviegoers, welcome to Married Movie Reviews. My name is Mike.
And I'm Karen, and today we're reviewing Star Trek Beyond. So if you haven't seen it, this contains spoilers, so go see it first and then come back and watch the rest.
Otherwise we're going to ruin the movie for you.
Yeah.
We don't want that. Star Trek Beyond is directed by Fast and Furious director Justin Lin and is the third installment in the rebooted franchise.
It brings back the entire cast as well as some newcomers, Sofia Boutella as Jayla and Idris Elba as the villainous Krall.
3 years into a 5-year exploration mission, Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise volunteer to go on a rescue mission for the crew of a ship that was lost on a planet inside a nebula.
Aboard the Enterprise is an ancient artifact that Krall and his army is after, so they attack the Enterprise and the crew is forced to abandon ship just before the Enterprise is destroyed.
The crew is stranded and separated, but with the help of newcomer Jayla, Kirk and a few others have to rescue the imprisoned crew of the Enterprise and stop Krall from destroying the nearby Starfleet base.
I think I liked the movie more after thinking about it a little bit. During the movie, I felt like I was getting a little bored at times. Just, I don't know. It just seemed very generic to me.
Yeah, it didn't quite live up, in my opinion, to especially the first one, and it just barely outshined the second one. When I saw the first preview for this movie, I was not excited. It was very underwhelming. And after seeing the movie, I kind of know why, because it has a Transformers-like plot where there's an artifact that the bad guy needs to get to make a super weapon to kill a bunch of people. I mean, if you really think about it, that's what the plot is in every Transformers movie. Then, the artifact happens to have a similar power to the ether from Thor 2. In my opinion, Thor 2 was kind of the weaker of the Marvel movies, and the Transformers movies never really had that strong of a plot. And this film kind of borrowed those concepts. The villain, Krall, not nearly as good as Khan from the second one, so that kind of takes it down a little bit. Yeah. But I feel like they took the actors or the characters in a new direction where they're kind of, especially Kirk, he's finally getting to be, he's coming into his own. He still has this identity crisis at the beginning of the movie, kind of like, what am I doing with my life? You know, my father joined Starfleet because he believed in it. I joined on a dare. And it's kind of like, he doesn't really know.
He's questioning his identity.
Yeah.
I think that's true. I think the way that he's evolved over the last few movies have led him there. But I was a little disappointed in the fact that in the last one, well, in the first one, going into the last one is like, Spock and Kirk are finally friends and they're starting their journey with Starfleet. And I feel like at the start of this movie, we missed everything in between. I feel left out a little bit as part of the audience. Just, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
When it started, I kind of felt that way.
The character interactions between Spock and Kirk kind of feels like they broke up. It's kind of cold. Like they don't really know what to say to each other anymore.
I thought they could have done a lot more with what they were trying to do with his character, because they were trying to make him, he's also going through somewhat of an identity crisis where he's like, I should be on Vulcan,
right,
continuing my culture, and with the fact that he's dealing with something that nobody else deals with, of the fact that his old self has just died.
Yeah, the relationship between Kirk and Spock was kind of replaced with Bones and Spock. Mm-hmm. I liked their dynamics because you have the guy who gives the witty one-liners and you got the guy who's always speaking very logically and very just straightforward. So them working together was pretty entertaining.
Plus, on top of that, they don't really like each other, in my opinion. I think they touched on it that we weren't really sure if Spock respected Bones very much. And I know Bones thinks Spock is a, pointy-eared bastard. In that way, I think that added a little bit to their interaction.
Yeah.
And I think that part of that had to do with when the crew is separated, they have all these different stories going on and these different things happening with the characters that I thought was pretty well done.
They separated the characters into like groups of two. You got Kirk and Chekhov, which I did enjoy their scenes, except the scenes with Anton Yelchin, they were kind of bittersweet because of his untimely passing. You got Spock and Bones, that was entertaining. Scotty and Jayla, that was kind of cute. And then you got Uhura and Sulu trying to escape from the prison, and that was pretty much just to show what the villain is up to.
I think that worked pretty well for the most part of having these separate storylines happening all at the same time and then merging them. But I also wonder if they kind of took on too much and weren't able to really develop, because there was definitely a lot of action, but I think the action took away from the actual story just a bit.
I really did like Jayla's character. She's been through a lot. Her whole family was killed by Krall.
I think she was probably one of the more complex characters in this whole thing, even with the established characters already there. Idris Elba was pretty good as Krall.
It was.
I don't have anything really bad to say. It's all good things about Idris Elba's performance, but I have to admit I was a little disappointed in his actual character.
Yeah.
I was going into it, I was hoping that he would at least come somewhere near Benedict Cumberbatch con ruthlessness or genius or something. And I felt like it was just very much a canned villain, that he just was like, Starfleet did me wrong and I'm going to get them back for it.
Yeah.
By destroying an entire Starfleet base. It was also unclear how he was able to live for that long.
Yeah.
They kind of, because the USS Franklin is over 100 years old, they had lost it in space and nobody knew, Starfleet had no idea where it went to because it was lost in this uncharted space in the middle of this nebula on this planet that they happened to go to. And it's not clear of how he was able to survive all of that. He captures the crew members and takes the life out of them?
Yeah,
Is that what's happening?
That's not really made clear, at least to me. I didn't quite get that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That was my point.
And I didn't quite get why he wasn't human anymore. Because originally,
They didn't
as
explain
Edison, the captain of the USS Franklin, he was human.
Right.
He was Idris Elba. And then, for some reason, his face changes. He's got the white lines.
Morphed.
He's an alien.
And I wonder...
I don't think they ever explained why he looked
The
like that.
only thing that I could come up with is that they're taking the body and turning it into some sort of energy, but I wonder if he adopts some of the features of the aliens that he then...
Right.
Do you know what it's like a power, energy transfer.
And that's why they needed more humans.
That's the only thing I could come up with.
They got a little more creative with the camera, I think. In some cases, a little too creative, where the camera's spinning, and at least in a theater, it was kind of dizzying to me. And I don't get dizzy in movies very easily. I kind of felt like they just stuck a GoPro outside of it, because it's wide angle for the most part, and you get the shots of it coming into the docking station of the big new space station. And when it leaves, I thought that was a pretty cool shot too, because you see it kind of swoop down and it kind of locks onto the front part of the Enterprise, and you see it fly through. I thought that was really cool.
No, yeah, I liked a lot of the shots and the camera movement. I thought it was just enough like the old ones, even with the new director, that it transitioned well to this one. But I think they were a little more creative in how they shot things. I do not understand how that awful shot of that motorcycle got in there. It did not look real, and with everything else being so well done with special effects, I was like, how did that get in there? And to explain the shot, just in case you missed it, because it was literally 3 seconds long, Captain Kirk and Jayla are riding on the motorcycle to distract Krall so that the others can escape. And they're driving up this gravel hill, and it looks like they're not even attached. They're kind of, the tracking is way off, and
Oh, yeah. It was bad.
they look like they're not even there. It was like, okay, if you're going to do a practical with special effects, then either make it all practical on a set or just do it all
Yeah.
special effects. That's my opinion, but I just was,
Yeah.
it drove me nuts. Oh, that 3-second thing could have ruined it like that.
I don't understand how it even made it to the editing room. I think that the supervisor in charge of that department should have just flagged it and be like, no, let's redo this. Let's just do it all CGI or just do it all practical, because
Let's hope nobody
It was
notices.
awful.
Let's hope
it was
nobody
awful.
notices.
Yeah.
I give Star Trek Beyond a C-, and I think
Tough critic.
I liked it, but I got bored at times, and I thought the plot was pretty weak, and the motivations behind what the characters were doing were also pretty weak. So
As much as I've complained about this movie and nitpicked, I still really enjoyed it. It was a fun summer blockbuster film. I like how the characters have evolved over the 3 films. The villain wasn't quite as strong as Khan from the second one, and the acting just wasn't quite up to par to the other ones as well. For those reasons, I give Star Trek Beyond a B+. It just slightly edges out into darkness, but it's far from a perfect film.
So what did you think? Did you like it, love it, or hate it? Let us know in the comment section below.
And if you like this video and you want to see more, you can click right up there, or you can click right here and subscribe.
Thanks for watching.